Maybe you recognized it this morning. The same thought that greeted you before you even got out of bed. The same heaviness settling in before the day had barely begun. Maybe it was a habit you promised yourself you'd break, or a way of thinking about yourself that you know isn't true, and yet there it is again. Familiar, stubborn, exhausting. You've tried, you've really tried, and that effort matters more than you know. But sometimes, trying harder feels like running on a path that keeps looping back to the same place, and you begin to wonder if anything will ever genuinely change. If that is where you are right now, tired, a little discouraged, maybe even a bit ashamed, please hear this. You are not broken. You are not beyond reach, and you are not alone in this. There is a verse tucked in the book of Isaiah that has brought comfort to people who felt exactly the way you feel right now. People who were weary. People who felt like the ground beneath them never changed. People who needed to hear that something new was possible. Listen to these words from Isaiah, chapter 43. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing, now it shall spring forth, shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Sit with that for just a moment. Behold, I will do a new thing. Not try harder and maybe something will shift. Not fix yourself first and then something good will come. But a quiet, assured declaration. Something new is already on its way. And then this beautiful, almost surprising question. Shall ye not know it? As if to say, will you be able to see it? Will you let yourself look up long enough to notice? When we've been stuck in the same patterns for a long time, something happens to the way we see. We start to expect the loop. We brace for the same outcome before we've even begun. The mind gets very good at confirming what it already believes, and so we can walk right past the new thing because we've stopped watching for it. Maybe you've tried to change a pattern and it didn't hold. Maybe you've reached out for help and felt let down. Maybe the wilderness has been so long that you've quietly stopped believing in the river. I understand that. That kind of worn-down hoping is real, and it deserves to be named honestly. But this passage doesn't ask you to manufacture optimism or pretend the wilderness isn't dry. It simply says a way is being made, right there in the wilderness, right there in the desert places. Not once the desert is gone, but inside it. That is a different kind of hope than we're used to. It isn't hope that says everything will look better tomorrow. It's hope that says you are not abandoned where you stand today. Think about a pattern in your life that you're weary of. Maybe it's the way you speak to yourself when you make a mistake. Maybe it's reaching for something that never actually helps. Maybe it's a relationship dynamic that keeps playing out the same way, or a fear that keeps you smaller than you want to be. Now consider this. What if the invitation here isn't to fight that pattern harder, but to loosen your grip on the old story just enough to let something new breathe? What if I will do a new thing is less about dramatic transformation overnight and more about a gentle, faithful unfolding that begins in the quietest places? Change that lasts usually doesn't arrive like thunder. It arrives like morning, slowly, softly, almost before you realize the dark has lifted. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be further along than you are. You just have to be willing to stay open to the possibility that the God who made rivers in the desert has not run out of ways to reach you, even here, even now, even in this. You are not defined by the loop. You are not the sum of your old patterns. And the fact that you are here, listening, still wanting something different, that itself is a kind of turning. Small, maybe. Quiet, perhaps, but real. Wherever you are in your journey today, whether you feel the first faint warmth of hope or you're still mostly just tired, you are welcome here. This is a place where you don't have to have it together. You only have to come as you are. If these words offered you even the smallest measure of peace today, subscribe so that more scripture like this can find you, gently, regularly, at whatever pace your heart needs. New comfort is here for you every day. And if someone you love is walking through a season of feeling stuck, would you consider passing this along to them? Sometimes a single verse at the right moment is the river in the desert a person didn't know they needed. You can also leave your prayer request in the comments below. This community holds one another with care, and no request is too small or too worn to bring. May you go from this moment just a little lighter. May you find, in the ordinary hours ahead, the first quiet signs of the new thing already springing forth. And may you know, in the very deepest part of you, that you are not forgotten. Peace to you today.